Hey guys, how you going? Welcome back to another video. Today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about calisthenics, the benefits of it, and the equipment I used as a beginner and the equipment I use now, which is pretty much the same equipment. But I just want to go through the benefits of it, what I use it for, and how you can incorporate it into your workout routine if you're thinking about getting into calisthenics training yourself. Now, first of all, if you're unsure what calisthenics is, which I was myself about 18 months ago, it's basically bodyweight training. Okay, so there are different levels of calisthenics training you can do. So there are skills that you can work on and advance through, and if you go on YouTube and you look up calisthenics advanced skills, you'll see some amazing stuff being done. Or you can look up calisthenics beginners and it will show you the basic exercises you can do to get yourself started, to build that foundational strength that you need to be able to do these skills in the future. Now, I could go on and on and on about how much I love it, but I won't. I will tell you some of the benefits I have got myself from it and benefits I know that anyone that really does calisthenics gets from this kind of training. Now, I'll just elaborate a little bit more on what calisthenics actually is. As I said, it's bodyweight training. Anything, pushing, like push-ups, pulling, pull-ups, anything that you can actually perform with just your body weight or very minimal equipment is a form of calisthenics training. It can really help you build like tremendous strength, flexibility. It really helps with your mobility. I had back surgery 5 years ago and I've had trouble with that forever. The surgery didn't help. It basically made it worse and nothing I done worked. Weight training made it so much worse, like the pressure on my spine, the pressure on my joints. Running made it worse. I still run occasionally, but it doesn't help it. Anything that requires a lot of impact really was not good, and I don't think I was working my muscles in the way I should have been to kind of rehabilitate from that. So calisthenics, when I started that about 10 months ago now, about 6 months ago, I realized, oh my gosh, like I can actually get out of bed, I can put my pants on without kind of like leaning and hobbling to the side. And I was like, what is happening? It's middle of winter. This is when I'm at my worst when it comes to my back pain. And all I can actually put it down to is the style of training that I'm doing now, which is calisthenics, and building up strength in my lower back, my upper back, my shoulders, everything. My whole body has changed in the way my muscles have developed and the way my body works now. And I really do put the recovery with my back injury over the last 6 months down to calisthenics training. So as I said, it builds tremendous strength, flexibility, mobility, which is very important, especially as you're getting older. I'm 33, almost 34. The type of exercises that you do or can do with this sort of training can really, really, really benefit you with your mobility going into your older ages. Even if you're really young, it's great. What I've also found with this type of training is my muscle definition. I've never had muscle definition like I have now. Personally, I've always had a fairly athletic physique, but I've never really felt or looked like I do now, and I like it. I'm happy with the style of training and I would recommend it to everyone. That's why I have my own programs now that I've written, Calisthenics for Beginners and my Calisthenics Next Level program. I'll link them below, so if you were interested in looking at that, then that's a really good start for you. Another thing I like about it is that the workouts can be kept really short or they can be long. They don't require a gym and they require minimal equipment, and the equipment that I do have is really, really cheap. Like whether you're a student or whatever budget you're on, you really can find calisthenics equipment very, very, very affordable. You don't need to worry about a gym membership or transport to a gym or anything like that, so it's great. You can perform this sort of training anywhere. Okay, so the equipment I'm going to show you today, I use it for both my workouts and also my skill training. There's not many items that I do use, and the ones I do use are super cheap, super easy to find, and will really, really benefit you with your calisthenics training. So hopefully this will give you a head start, give you some inspiration and motivation to go and get some yourself and get started. Okay, so the first little bit of equipment that I have, it was my first purchase, was my mini Parallette bars. Now, they are actually called push-up bars, but same thing, they do the same trick. Okay, so I live in New Zealand. These were, I think, maybe $8 New Zealand at the warehouse, so I think that works out to about $5 or $6 US, so super cheap. These are great, and they were a really good start for me when I started training. So some exercises that I do with these is push-ups. So I just use them as an addition to normal push-ups. Like it just changes my hand position. Basic push-ups, get a good grip on them, and calisthenics training will require you to have a lot of shoulder strength, especially if you're wanting to do skills. That's one thing I've noticed, and one thing I built up is my shoulder strength over the last 10 months, and the results I got, I really put it down to using these a hell of a lot. I do a lot of push-ups and pull-ups, so these little things come in really handy. They're great for skill training, such as just the little holds. Yeah, I will just hold like this, time myself, see how long I can hold for, and just gradually increase that. Really good for entire body strength, and just, you don't get this sort of training when you do weight training. You're not using your muscles the same way, so basically everything's sort of wiring together and working together. You can just advance to alternating. Another form of push-up is the pike push-up, which is great for shoulder strength. So just up like that and then over. So that's the mini Parallettes or push-up bars. I definitely recommend getting yourself a set when you can and when you're ready to start calisthenics. Alright, next little bit of equipment is the balance board. Now, not everyone would get this, not everyone would use this, and you really don't have to, but I love it, and I find it, like, it really does what it's meant to. It helps me with my balance, and I feel that that is pretty important when it comes to learning calisthenics skills, especially like handstand, anything like a planche. I cannot do that yet, but I would love to, and I'm working on that. So yeah, your balance board, you can stand on it when you're doing squats or just in general push-ups, and it just helps you keep, it forces you to keep better control of your muscles when you're doing movements such as a push-up. Abdominal exercises such as these, standing on it, squats. Yep, so again, very cheap item. Don't know what it cost, but it was around $10 to $15. So if you want to get one of these, I totally recommend it. Really good for your working your core muscles and just your entire body in general. Okay, resistance bands. Now I've got a collection of these now. You don't need this many, but you can use the different styles for various different things. So I think the first one I got was my open-ended one, which I use in my programs that I've linked in the bottom. For me, they're more beneficial really when it comes to the likes of mobility training. So stretches, you can do whatever you want with them. I find them just great for the likes of this, that sort of stretch. Okay, so the other two, my big long one, really good for the likes of squats, or just put it over like this. I love this, I use it all the time. This one here I use a lot when I'm doing my legs and butt. I find it great. I've got another two of these with different levels of resistance. Squats, lunges, or more explosive type movements. So they are the different resistance band varieties that are highly recommended. I think they're a really good starter. Super, super cheap again, and you'll get a lot of use out of it. Okay, now my favorite ones are my lovely, slightly bigger Parallette Bars. Okay, so there is a lot again that you can do with these. For example, again, holds, these sorts of movements. I have a cold and I'm exhausted just doing that. My chest really hurts. So yeah, I'm out of breath. I really am out of breath. Again, push-ups. You can use it as a dip station. You can do lots on these. I just play around with it. I try lots of different things. I just have fun with them, really. I did learn to do a handstand on these. I started handstanding on the floor, then I advanced to my little mini parallettes, and now I've advanced to these. So I got there and it's really, really fun. The price range with these varies a lot. So I think these cost about 80 New Zealand, which is maybe 60 US. They can come way more expensive than that, or don't know if you get them much cheaper than that, but they're not 100% necessary to start with as a beginner, but they are fun to use and I do highly recommend them. I mean, it's endless what you can do on these, but I think a lot of it is when you advance a wee bit more to a intermediate sort of level. But great starter for static holds, this sort of thing, working on your arm strength, your shoulder strength, and just holding your body up. Push-ups, tricep dips, and even like this, just working on the control and building up that necessary shoulder strength that you need for the likes of handstands, planches, pretty much every calisthenics advanced skill that you may want to do or not as you go through and advance yourself. Okay, now my tripod isn't tall enough and my camera zoom isn't good enough for me to stand up and talk to you. So the final piece of equipment I'm going to show you is my pull-up bar. Now that cost about, I think it was $15 exactly, New Zealand, so $12 US, so cheap, and this has lasted me. It holds 100 kgs, not even near 100 kgs, so it's great. I have built my shoulder muscles, my lats, my core. I use this for everything. I use this in every single workout I do, almost, okay? There's just so much you can do on the pull-up bar. It's a very necessary piece of equipment, I believe, when you're starting calisthenics. It's cheap, and if you've got somewhere to put it, I'm heaving again because I'm out of breath. Sorry. If you've got somewhere to put it, I highly recommend getting yourself a pull-up bar. Alright guys, so the last little bit of equipment, or big bit of equipment that I'm going to show you is my power station. Now it's not necessary, you don't have to have this, of course. Everything I showed you before is all you actually need to get started. This here is kind of just like an all-in-one thing. Just ab exercises, dips, and I brought the rings as an addition just for a little bit of extra training. So that's pretty much what I use that for. So I'll be honest, I don't actually use this at the moment. I haven't used it for a couple of months, and that's just because it's winter time here in New Zealand. It's cold, and this is in my garage, so my garage is freezing. It's not nice to come out here and work out when I can just be inside with my other equipment, in my room, in the lounge, in the warmth, and keeping my body warm and having a good workout there. But when it warms up, I definitely use this bit, and I will be using it again because I love it, and I love using my rings, and it's good for me to advance my own skills. So yeah. Alright guys, that's it. I hope that was helpful. That is the equipment I use. I used it at the beginning and I use it now, and I find it really, really beneficial. It's really helped build my strength and helped me advance through the stages of calisthenics training. If you have any questions, just send me a message. I've linked all my social media there, so don't hesitate to contact me if you have any questions regarding this video or anything else. I've put a few links in the description if you did want to get started on a calisthenics program for beginners or for next level, depending on what you feel your current level is. All the programs explain exactly what each one does, and I think you'll be able to figure out where you're at from reading that. Okay guys, thanks very much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you liked it, give it a like, subscribe for more videos like this, and we'll see you next time. Bye.